Dark skies are incredibly important for astronomy. When a sky is polluted with light, it washes out all of the other faint objects that we can see. So preserving a dark sky allows us to look deeper into the night sky to see objects which are harder to see. And the objects which are harder to see are the ones we know least about. So this could be galaxies at the very edge of the universe. These could be stars just on the cusp of igniting and becoming like our sun.
So naturally, dark skies, we're losing them at quite an alarming rate because of the spread of artificial light at night. So they are becoming more rare. People will lose the ability to see clear, starry skies. For biodiversity, the natural darkness that they rely on will also disappear. So we're effectively turning the nighttime into day.
We're at risk of actually losing our dark night areas. So it has an effect on human health from the point of view of circadian rhythms, but that is a very basic property of all living things. It's one of the oldest properties inherent in species, is a day-night cycle. And particularly at a time now of rampant climate change, we realize that we need to protect biodiversity. We have impacts on the environment. Obviously, think of species such as bats, nighttime birds such as owls and so on. And it's not just the individual species, but the fact that they're part of a food web. So altering one part of it has an impact elsewhere. And that's very important, and may be as important as the effects of climate change.
Nature is exhausted by the lack of skies, by the lack of night, by the constant light pollution. We're really concerned about the biodiversity crisis, and Dark Skies Ireland is really crucial in that ambition. They're a fantastic partnership. They're innovative, they're impactful, but most of all, they're trying to secure a sustainable future for generations by protecting our dark skies.
Our dark skies unify us, inspire us, and give us a sense of wonder. But the night sky is disappearing, drowned out by artificial light. Nature, wildlife, and we ourselves are paying a price. Dark Sky Ireland, in partnership with Community Foundation Ireland, works to change this.
This partnership with Community Foundation Ireland is really important in helping Dark Sky Ireland meet some of its key goals, such as celebrating dark skies and promoting the responsible use of artificial light at night.
The best way for the general public to actually preserve a dark sky is to raise awareness that it needs to be preserved.
Communities can get together, and we have communities such as Clough Jordan and County Tipperary want to be dark sky communities. A fairly small area up to, towns and villages and even counties. So there's a prospect that Mayo will become a dark sky county in the relatively near future.
People with the means, what they can do is they can use LEDs, which are not white light, but more yellow and orange, more akin to the sodium lamps of old. Or councils, they can introduce street lamps, which is directional, which points the light downwards to the floor to prevent scatter into the sky itself. But it always has to be a collective effort, because in the same way that one bulb doesn't wash out the night sky, 1,000 do, and 1,000 people need to work together to preserve it.
My hope for the future as an ecologist, I would like to see us preserve the dark skies that we have and hopefully restore some of the dark skies that we've lost.
Naturally, I'm going to hope that continued efforts help reduce the amount of light pollution elsewhere. I am coming this from my perspective of I want to continue using my telescopes. I want to continue pointing them into the sky and being able to discover new parts of our solar system.
What I'd like to see in the short to medium term future is legislation to actually protect the nighttime environment. It's the only form of pollution that is not being legislated nationally in Ireland and is dependent on the good works of individual bodies.
Philanthropy can help organisations like Dark Skies Ireland when they're trying to engage policymakers for new legislation. So really for us as an organisation, we can see the benefit of Dark Skies Ireland as they try and engage, they try and activate, and they try and legislate.
I really do hope that as more people are introduced to the night sky, that there'll be continued interest in astronomy as a science and the way dark skies can affect us.
Dark Skies Ireland protect this very important, spectacular view. And I'm really appreciative of the work that they're doing. They're seen as global leaders. They're learning from the global and applying it nationally. They're taking the national and the local and applying it globally. And so my hope is that we continue to support this work and protect our skies.